this messy news and world going on today, I thought I'd share something good and positive today. Here we see NBC News' Michelle Jones, who is mainly on the third hour of the Today Show, along with Craig Melvin and Dylan Dreyer, and Matt Lauer, Al Roker, who right now is convalescing from an illness. But a few years ago for Halloween, she dressed up as one of her idols, and that was Janet Jackson, as a little black girl in Wichita, Kansas. Well, Janet sent her a nice message over the internet saying how impressed she was with her impersonation of her. Well, today, Janet Jackson stopped by to Today's Show to talk about her tour. And, well, take a look for yourself.
Listen, we're tribute. Yeah.
As you go out on tour, you may need some backup.
Yeah, that would be.
You know what? I would love for you to join me. You should.
Wait. What did you just said?
Sheinelle,
you should.
receive that for a second.
Oh,
Sheinelle's a suit.
I'm trying to stay in my body, Janet.
Yes, because I'm looking for someone to come on stage and dance with me on a song or two.
Wait.
The invitation has been extended.
Wait. I would love
Sheinelle,
to.
don't get weird.
I'm not going to get weird because Dylan knows me, but let me stay in my body. Can I just say something for a second? Yeah. So I grew up, and I'm not going to cry. I grew up in Wichita, Kansas, and I was certainly surrounded by excellence in my community and in my family, but clearly I gravitated towards TV and entertainment. And I think for you, why you're so important to me is because if you can see it, you can be it. And I think about women and girls who I would see on TV, and back then, 4 decades ago, you didn't see a lot of people who looked like me. So I saw Rudy Huxtable, I wanted to be Rudy. I saw Denise, and I wanted to go to Hillman, On a Different World. And then I saw Felicia Rashad, and then I saw you. Fierce, vulnerable, funky, beautiful. You could dance, like all the things. You would be shy, and then you would get on that stage, and you would just slay before they even used that word. And so for you, you did that for so many of us. Before the Beyoncés of the world, and before all of the folks that we see now. Preach. My daughter, who's 10, can scroll now on Instagram and see all of these faces. I couldn't scroll. I just saw you. Yes. And I was in my basement with the key on my earring. I had cheerleading pictures on one wall. I had news anchors on one wall from Wichita, and you.
Janet Jackson.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's beautiful. And now you're going to go on tour with her.
I'm going on tour.
Incredible.
And here's the thing, she's just getting started. She's
Janet
still
just said to her
evolving.
people, make sure she gets her own bus.
What is it like to hear? I mean, you must hear this often from.
Yeah. You want me to sit down now so I don't
like
sock
that?
you?
But what is it? Can you let that in, or how does that
No,
feel?
of course, and you never get tired of it. It's it's part of why you do what you do, hoping that you could touch someone in a positive way, make a difference, even if it's someone's, just one person's life. You've accomplished, you've succeeded. That makes me feel so good to hear you say that.
And you're still doing it. You're still doing it. Wow. And by the way, I will be there.
I was serious about you coming on stage.
She's serious too, Janet. Don't worry.
You know, I've been out of the pro-black mindset for a long time, and I do not regret it one day in my life. That said, I'd be lying if I said this picture right here didn't do my heart good. It's good to see two sisters actually lifting each other up. I mean, we got all this ghetto drama, all this stuff on the internet of people tearing each other down in general, but black people in particular tearing each other down. This is a heartening picture to see. And there's more. After this interview, Sheinelle was talked to during the third hour about what she felt during this exchange.
Halloween clip. Watching you meet your idol was the most special thing in the world. Like, how are you feeling?
I'm trying to get back into my body. Look, you know, as a journalist, you learn how to compartmentalize, right? So if I was sitting down and I had to do an interview and, you know, put on my game face, I can do it. But in that moment, my photographer, Nate, knows, I think he was watching me. I was like, do I get up? Do I say anything? Do I not? You know?
I got a little nervous when you got up. I was like, what's happening?
And then, but it wasn't planned by any means. And then Dylan, she's a true friend because she looked at me. What did you say? You were like, I'm like, don't be crazy, because she knows I can like go nuts. So I'm like, okay, come back into my body. And it's not every day you get to meet someone that you've admired since you were a little girl. I mean, spanning decades, right? And I would be by myself in my basement at home, don't make me cry. And I would memorize her dance videos. And I had like her posters on the wall. So then to be here at the Today Show and, hosting the show, and then for somebody like her to walk in, I had to try to stay in my body. And I wasn't going to say anything. And then I thought, you know what? I don't want to regret not saying something or letting her know what she did for a lot of girls who look like me. Everybody, too, but particularly.
So you just did it.
So I just did it.
And it was a moment.
Didn't waste your shot. I think it should be noted for folks who weren't watching that oftentimes people will say, oh, come on, see the show, come join me. She was serious. She wants you to come and dance with her.
Make sure she gets her own bus.
So it's funny because as we were sitting there and we were going through the questions, you've talked about Janet Jackson for years, and I did not want this opportunity to pass.
Well, you did it because you brought it up. You brought up Halloween.
I did. I brought it up because I knew that if we had let that chance pass, then, but I am so happy for you.
And good for you for stepping up to that chance, because I know sometimes there are people on the show. I remember when Tom Hanks was here, I was like, I'm just going to.
We get timid.
You get very timid.
Sure, we do.
I don't want to seem like a weirdo but like, way to own the moment and just tell her what I think so many people would want to tell her.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you on stage.
She said it, and I kind of didn't let it sink in.
Oh, we slow mode the
Oh, yay. Can someone send that to me? I'm going to just make that my screensaver.
Yeah, that was beautiful this morning. That really was beautiful. And they often say, never meet your idols. Well, I think Sheinelle Jones would have something to say about that. And while it can be disappointing to meet your idols, if anything about today's interaction was legit, I think it was the total opposite. And as I leave you with this picture right here, and that's how I'm gonna end this video, may I say this: representation matters, but it's also how you present it. This is how you do it. Not that woke crap that we get shoved down our throats. This is the real way to do it. And with that said, I'm out.